I'm checking out books at Barnes& and Noble. I got Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I got The Joys of Yiddish, the new updated version. And I've got Rob Halford's new autobiography, which is awesome, called Confessions. I'm about to check out. And the Barnes& and Noble lady says, "Do you have a Barnes& and Noble card?" I said, "Yes, I do." Does that mean I'll be able to improve my social justice credit score? Can I get a holla for raising the roof already and the best is yet to come? And for the record, the cashier left long time. Holla. Thank you very much. I'm at Target hours earlier, and my kids are in the Barbie section. There's another guy there, and he's wearing a mask, and he's got the American flag logo on it. So I thought it was fair game to go for the jugular and to start riffing, and then out of nowhere, I say, "Hey, kids, you see any new Barbies you like? Such as Wokeified Will on the block? Can I get it on the holla? For I'm in the zone a long time, not on Adderall, I promise. Not that it makes a freaking difference, because this comedy train was bound for glory. Holla. Thank you very much. So let's talk about me getting canceled from the Times of Israel. Because after they publish A, back to Hebrew school, B, growing up koshertarian, and C, the Wailing Wall of Metal, I send them another A+ piece loaded with nothing but glorious, hilarious, heartwarming gemry titled Resisting Synagogue Distancing. Can I get it on the holla for more A+ headline hookers that only I'm capable of generating with such consistent fury? Holla. Thank you very much. But my point, Times of Israel, they decided to cancel me because in that piece, Resisting Synagogue Distancing, I talk about my complete non-concern about catching an itchy esophagus, and me not worried even if I caught COVID because I've been puffing weed on and off from a cigarette metal bat past 2 decades, and my lungs feel great. Old school Dice lives. Holla. Thank you very much. Of course, in that piece, I'm sure there was something about me making fun of Obama be good and him bequeathing $150 billion to Iran to make their economy less reliant on the sale of face hair removal cream for the Kardashians. Oh my God! Can't I get it on the holla? You can't even contain him. He's on fire from downtown. Say swish, swish, swish. Fuego times infinity. Holla. Thank you very much. Enough jerking off of my headline hooker title prowess. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Resisting Synagogue Distancing. I don't need to see Chelsea Handler topless to expose her disdain for an administration who champions the reopening of all houses of worship, another desperate attempt to downplay her tits sagging popularity. And you can talk about the incessant mandatory need for social distancing all you want, but it's not as if the more wokeified, reformed Jewish rabbis in the U.S. pre-corona were planning to pack houses either. But overt hostility directed the Trump administration, his freedom-loving supporters, or toward Torah-obeying Hasidic Jews isn't New Testament new either. This morning, I tell my wife, I identify with Chabad Hasidism because their members aren't Holocaust, trivializing, Nazi, name-calling supremacists who love all Jews as much as NPR's inflated sense of importance She says, well, someone who's been in contact with plenty of Hasidic women as a nurse in labor and delivery, I can tell you Hasidic women have less freedom than Orthodox Jewish women do, who only exist to bang out more babies, really. I snap back with, just because you watch Unorthodox on Netflix, you're a social worker now too. Plus, Hasidic women can also use the Instapot today, too, which reduces brisket cutting time in half. So, slaving away in the kitchen is no longer such a time-sucking existence anymore, babe. But I'm supposed to demonize the entire Hasidic sect of Judaism because the New York Times post-fake news claims working moms today spend more time with their kids than stay-at-home moms did in the 1970s. So stay-at-home moms in the 1970s slept on the job on too many quaaludes, haunted by memories of Bill Cosby's family-friendly dentist drilling material of yesteryear. I don't get it. I gotta holla, because I gotta break up the killer flow. I don't want your fucking brains to melt down from collective overmeltage from processing such dense A+ gems of super intrusive hilarity into your freaking craniums. Holla. Thank you very much. Last, what's so wrong about Hasidic women raising future generations of doctors and rabbis turned comedians like Jackie Mason who will perfect the world through medicinal healing or comedic song? Side note, I'm taking a sip of beer. Ithaca, Flower Power, IPA. IPA made with balls. My daughter, one time, I exposed her to Jackie Mason. She says, he talks too fast. I don't understand what he's saying. And I thought, okay. So you find me more hilarious than Jackie Mason? Yes, I do. All right, so then I'm not a delusional hack, and I'm glad I give God thanks and praises for blessing me with the funny Jew bone, and for not sounding older than Yiddish, obsolete, too difficult to understand. And that's that. Holla. Thank you very much. Giving lockdown orders on synagogues throughout neighborhoods such as Borough Park and Midwood in New York because Mayor de Blasio and Governor Cuomo are worried about fending off this new wave of corona infections. Less than a month before Election Day, to the most festive, infectiously joyous week-long holiday of Sukkot, felt force magnanimous to me. Especially after our so-called morally exalted leaders of New York allowed rioters and looters to shatter Macy's windows in 34th Street unimpeded. The same feckless leaders who defunded the NYPD in the face of nonstop lawlessness in the form of looting, shooting, and sucker punching a beloved actor, Rick Moranis, since this Thug Lives Matter's most horror show began, whether you're black or white, cloaked in black hoodies representing Pacific Northwest Antifa. Can I gotta holla for clearly illustrating for the last 4 years that Antifa is more than an idea of them being a bunch of wannabe Punisher vigilantes and black hoodies. Holla. Thank you very much. Killing off the once endlessly vibrant life force of my beloved concrete jungle of yesteryear. One boarded up storefront at a time. As the once unthinkable exodus from New York City began. Because looting Gucci ain't a thing, but a reparations thing. Knowing Beyonce didn't stand for the national anthem during the Super Bowl because Demi Lovato sounds too much like the white privileged version of Alabama Shakes. But at least liquor stores are still considered houses of worship in New York State. In addition to third trimester pushing abortion clinics because Planned Parenthood is an essential place of business to abort a fully formed fetus on demand, which is kosher in Cuomo's eyes and in Bill Maher's book. President Trump's nickname Governor Cuomo the Italian reptilian inside. In excess lives. Especially after he caused the death of 6,000 plus elderly patients by forcing elderly homes throughout New York to accept new COVID patients to fill out all the extra body bags. they were ordered to take in with them too. So this thug in Armani looks like the thing and Mama Fratelli from the Goonies had a baby has the chutzpah to write a book on leadership lessons based on his alleged stellar handling of the coronavirus pandemic, despite him blaming all those unnecessary nursing home deaths on Trump, the GOP, and Fox News, and fucking Tucker Carlson's Vineyard Vines boxer collection. Dressing for new success? Can I get a holla for jerking off my old catchphrase? Never got any love that I sent directly to Vineyard Vines. Had a great picture of the Kennedys for the compounds in Cape Cod, black and white. Fucking Camelot, front and center. And the headline read, "All money isn't as money. Can I get a holla for Vineyard Vines? You being too stuffy uptight to handle my creative awesome genius and awesome overt Jewish hilarity. So go fuck yourself a long time. Holla. Thank you very much." So, and President Trump. So, back to what I was talking about before. So, because the Italian reptilian inside Cuomo, that's right, he was just following the Department of Health's marching orders, like a good Soros one world order licking soldier. Despite him writing the order in March, demanding all elderly homes in New York except COVID patients, while the revamped Javits Center remained empty, in addition to President Trump's Shipton Hospital boat, which got less touches than a Bible, on board a booze cruise, on its way to Provincetown. Can I get a holla for making more star-studded points with endless, hilarious punchlines? Holla. Thank you very much. I have so much more to say here. I don't want to read verbatim. My children want to hang out with me. Mama's going to be home soon. And then fun time is going to be circumcised in half. Can I get a holla for busting on Mommy's balls a long time? Even though she did allow for us to watch Click last night. And then my daughter says, "Mommy," speaking on my behalf, she goes, "I thought you hated Adam Sandler films." In other words, thought you were against pro-unapologetic Jewish comedians. Holla. Thank you very much. Am I being unfair? After I share my 4-star review for the Great American Jew novel to my wife, that was greeted with nothing but a begrudging shoulder shrug, which reminded me of the time when I tried to hug my dad on his birthday in Arizona 2 years ago, and his shoulders collapsed on the spot. Holla. Thank you very much. So I'll end on this. Anyone who calls me a racist fringe conspiracist for hating how my 3 kids are now forced to dress in masks now every day, like it's fucking Sharia Law Appreciation Day, can go woke themselves a long time. Well, de Blasio and Cuomo use our kids as pawns to wreck our economy, ruin my kids' age of innocence, and demolish Patriots' means to provide the American dream for our children because we've nobody to look after our kids from home for remote learning, since Facebook has made baby boomers the laziest, most hands-off grandparent generation of all time. Lifting a finger is liking a new picture on Facebook that's more likely involving my younger brother, who calls me a Nazi for supporting the big bad blonde wolf in the White House that my father refuses to condemn because he's the favorite and Trump derangement syndrome has no bounds. Holla. Thank you very much. This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. What Gen X dads understand, controlling my kids' economy can make our kids great again. My 3 fuss-free kids, 99.8% of the time, are living proof of it. Great American Jew novel. Control My Kids' Economy, a love story. Resist This, a pre-election comedy special. All available in audio on Kobo now. Doodle Dad Does Jokes will be available on Kobo by early next week. You're welcome. It's going to be an explosive week. I'm really excited about it. And all I got to say is that Hunter Biden makes my younger brother, who will only hear his last call from the bathroom stall for the past 3 decades, that Hunter Biden makes my younger brother come off as a major underachiever. Talk to you guys soon.
Mm-hmm.